Hey there, in this video, I will give you a quick overview of Notion's Gallery View, which is one of its 6 view options for databases, and the one that I personally use most often to organize and simplify my Notion layouts and pages. So right here, we can see on the left, this client Rolodex. This is a gallery view, one way to view the gallery, and it gives a clean organized overview and quick links to the data for each of these example clients. So if I click on the card, we can see there's a ton of data in here for client A. But again, I have it organized and it can be organized in gallery view like this. So it's just a quick link and we can see at a glance our clients and then click on it to just get more data. And then to the left of that, we can see some goal tracking. This is another gallery view, and this has different data that is all tucked away here in each little square, nice and neat. And in contrast to the Rolodex gallery, here we can see all the data that is contained within the card without opening the card itself. So I'm just going to navigate to this resources page to show another example of gallery layout. Here it is. This has the main difference to the other two here is that the images, there are images visible, and a lot of the data is visible as well, so it can all be seen at a glance. So let's go over some of the options for gallery view. So you can show click on layout for gallery. You can choose to show the images, like I mentioned. So if right now I'm showing the page cover, because as we can see, if I open this first card, the page cover image is what is visible here. And you can also choose to show nothing. So if I just click none, you'll see the images disappear. And there's also page content can be an option. And I'll just show that quickly. Page content is at the bottom of each of these cards. So if I were to insert a picture here, I could choose to have that visible on the card. So the other options are the card size. And just going back, the card size. So we have small, medium, large. Right now we have medium. I'll just showcase small. So that just makes the card super small. And oops, or you can have large, which of course just makes them larger. So I had it at medium. And then we can choose to fit the image. So if I toggle that on, you see the image is shrunk so that nothing's cut off. But now there's a little bit of space on the left and right of most of them because I have square images. Or just toggle that off and it'll just show part of the image, and you can reposition them too. If you hover over here, it says reposition, you can drag it around so you can choose what to show. Oops, so you can customize it that way. And then of course, like with all other databases, you can choose to open inside peak or center peak or full page. So properties are the next big thing here. So you can toggle on and off what to show here. So in this gallery view, all the data is showing, and you can tell that because all of the eyes here are black. So if I wanted to hide, say, the upsell here, this data, I just click the eyeball, and then it disappeared from the card here, and you can see the eyeball is grayed out. So that means it's not viewable. If I wanted to take out, the category, you'll just see that disappears as well. So that is just how to choose what data to view here. So with like that client Rolodex we saw at the beginning, all the data was turned off except for the client name. That's all we had viewable within that gallery view. So now you can also choose to group things within the gallery view. So if you click on group here, I'll just choose category as an example. So as you can see, it's working on it. So now I have the category one-to-one services. So there's nothing there. I have a category called freebies. So it's grouped everything together there. And if I scroll down, we see I have a masterclass category. So just everything's grouped like that. And there are other options. You can choose any of the data sets you have within the database to group by. As you can see, it's giving me all these options, so I can group it by length or by sales page or whatever. So that can be really handy as well. And then just another similar view. There we go. Gallery view right here is just some testimonials. So just so you can see it. So now I'm going to go to the goal tracking page and just demonstrate the load limit, which is an option in all Notion database views. So as an example here, I have daily goals set up. So I have this set up for the entire year. So there are 365 of these squares within this database. So that's a lot. But you can see I've only got the first 10 showing here, and there's a little button underneath that says load more. So I just told Notion, like, only load 10 of these at a time because I don't need to see them all, and it's going to overwhelm my computer. And might slow it down. So if you click on the three dots in the top right-hand corner, you can click load limit and then choose how many pages you want to load. As you see, I have 10 checked off here. So that just helps keep the load time of the page quick and helps my computer out a little bit. So just a note about all Notion databases. You can filter and sort things. So filter and sort are always options here. Sort allows you to alphabetize or order things. So for example, by date, I have this sorted by date ascending, or you could do descending, and you can choose any other like data here. You can see if I click add sort, you can choose anything else within this database to sort by. And you can also choose to, filter. And again, by any data within the database. And filtering is basically you're just telling it what data you want to include and what data you want to omit. And then with sort, you have two sort of database views. You've got your source or original database that was created, also known as an inline database in Notion. And you've got your views of databases, which are copies of these source or original databases. So we create copies of the source database so we can adjust and customize each of them however we want them to look. So you can have multiple different views and formats to display the same data in multiple different places within your Notion workspace, all coming from the same source or original database. In other words, changing the view or format of these database views or copies will not change how your source database looks. So it's a really handy functionality of Notion where you can create copies, multiple copies of a database and change and adjust the views without affecting the original. So one last thing, I'm going to go back to the CRM Tracker homepage and just show you how to tell the difference between a source or original database and a copy. So if you click these three dots at the top, the first clue is if it says source right here at the top over top of layout, that means that this is not the source database and this is a link to the source database. So that means this database is a view or copy. Another way to tell actually is clicking on the three dots again, click on layout, and if you toggle on the database title, it shows up right here. And if there's a little arrow here, that means that is a view or copy of a database, not an original database. The original would have no arrow, it would just have the little icon and title. And similarly, you can see that in your left hand sidebar. So, oh my, I keep losing it. So if you scroll down, okay, I'm not sure what's happening, but if you see at the bottom here, there are some icons with the little arrow. That means those, again, are the same thing, copies or views of an original database. And then all of these ones at the top, like over here, up top, that don't have an arrow, those are original databases or pages. So that's how you can tell what is an original database or not. So I hope that was a helpful overview of Gallery.